Hey guys, my name is Liana Ruppert. For those that don't know, I am an associate editor at Game Informer magazine and Game Informer online. And I have been seeing so many people do their own, like, what I want to do in 2021 lists. And so I figured with my brand new channel, why not do that? So I want to say before going in that I am not leaving Game Informer. I've been in this industry for 17 years. And I can honestly say I've never been with a team that cares so much about each other as people, not as just writers, and leadership that really puts their writing team's mental health above clicks, above anything else. And the editorial process is phenomenal. There's no clickbait. There's no, we're not going to report on something that we can't at least try to verify, which I like, because that's, workplaces where the end all be all was the traffic, and that is just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But yeah, so I've been doing, the last couple years, over my entire course of my career, I've been gaming for over 30, but I've been in this industry professionally for about 17. And I've done marketing side, I've done journalism side, I've done talent acquisition side. I got my first developer credit in 2019, which was really dope. But there's so many things that I've wanted to do, and I love this industry so much that I want to learn everything about it. I don't want to just stay in one facet. That being said, being a writer has always been kind of my coming home point. And I know in the future, I don't know when this will happen, but my ultimate dream would be to be a writer for BioWare. That's been my dream for years. Oh my God, to be able to say I worked on a Mass Effect or a Dragon Age game would just, holy shit, it would be a dream come true. But currently I'm really happy where I'm at, and I don't want to see that change. And if that ever did change, it would either be they kicked me out for my annoying laugh, or layoffs or something like that, or BioWare was like, yo, Lily, we got a spot for you, and then in which case I would just melt, and I wouldn't even probably accept it because I would just die on the spot. But I've been doing also, I noticed I wanted to do more voice work, so I bought a bunch of equipment. I have a bunch of different microphones and things, and I did. The last 2 years, I did a lot of voice work. I did voice work for Blizzard. I did voice work for Turtle Beach, for HyperX, and it was really fun. I even did a couple of trailer voice works for fantasy games like Blade. That was a really cool opportunity. And it just made me realize that I want to do more of that. And I've done some casual voice work for mods, but I would love to do a character, even if it's just a minor character. It doesn't have to be anything major, but I would love to do voice work for a video game character. I made my dream come true, and I've been at the face of a comic book. There's a comic book series called Fangirl that is Alice is based off of me, and they made me the artist made me take pictures and get quotes and things like that. That was a really cool experience. So the next step is games. I want to voice a character in a video game. I want to be playing a game and be like, holy shit, that's me, crazy. And I want to do more consulting work. I did a lot of consulting work years ago, and then I went fully back into the journalism, and I felt like that was a gray area I wasn't really comfortable going into, and I didn't really have the leadership at the time to navigate those waters appropriately. But I've been our editor-in-chief over at Game Informer. He's been very understanding when I bring these to him, and sometimes it's not doable, and then sometimes it is. But I won't cover games that I've done consulting work, and money never exchanges hands. I actually do all of the consulting work for accessibility, especially with epilepsy, because that's an area I can understand. It's cleared through him. There's no money, so there's no, because I feel like to take money in that position as a writer would be a very morally gray area that I'm not comfortable with. And then, I won't cover the game. The only exception to that is I obviously have a lot of epilepsy coverage with Cyberpunk, and I'm still writing about Cyberpunk. And that was actually because my coverage is what helped me work with them. It wasn't the opposite, and I never accepted payment. So I don't feel bad about that, because it was our coverage that allowed that to, partnership, even as limited as it was, to happen. And it kind of made me think of what else I want to do for 2021. And man, I want to do more investigative journalism. I did a lot of that the last 2 years. I finally was in a place where I was allowed to do that, because a lot of the places I've worked before, there were really high volume counts of your daily contributions. And if it wasn't guaranteed traffic, they didn't want you to write it. So that didn't really leave a lot of time for investigative journalism, because you needed to be the first one out the door with the story. And, investigative journalism is about finding the truth and reporting accurately. And sometimes the revenue-driven aspect of games media, not for everybody, obviously. There's so many good sites out there, but it is kind of a weird line that we're, this industry is still learning how to navigate. But I want to do more. I did a lot of it with CD Projekt Red. I've done a lot of it with Naughty Dog. I've done a lot of it with just a lot of aspects of our industry that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed helping people. I've enjoyed, digging deeper into a story that maybe others aren't necessarily thinking of the angle. And that's something I want to continue doing and do it well. And I feel like this would be a cool opportunity for me to kind of stretch those journalistic wings a little bit too, and write about things that I might not necessarily have ever written about before, or might not be as comfortable writing about, and kind of honing those skills as well, because I feel like that's important. But yeah, I do a lot of mods. I run a vertical on Game Informer called Mod Corner, where I recommend just cool shit for PC players, primarily because console is still kind of lacking in the mod department, where I can kind of show you, like, these are mods to make your game better, or these are just the weirdest stupid mod that you just gotta play. Like one with, like, puts like Todd Howard as Jesus in Fallout New Vegas, which, sure, why not? And there's just, I want to do more with that. I love mods. I want to be more hands-on with mods with narrative design. I've done a couple of for the longer form mods out there, especially for Fallout and Elder Scrolls. I've done a couple of branching storylines to contribute, but I would love to do more, because that's something that I'm interested in, and I like working collaboratively in that aspect. And I feel like that would kind of satiate that inner desire I have to write video games, because I love writing about video games, but my ultimate goal would be to write video games. Yes, please. And yeah, and I want to do more voice work. I want to do more on camera stuff. That's kind of hit or miss for me. I've been told many times that I have a face for writing, meaning we don't want you on camera. And it's also a weight issue, which I don't believe your weight is you at all. Like, you are not your weight. You are not your body. But I am not what I was when I was active duty, when I was in the Marines, Navy, and then went greenside to the Marines. I have gained some weight, and it's not bad. I'm still learning how to get comfortable in my new body. And I don't know if I want to be on camera while I'm figuring that aspect out, getting comfy with myself, to be honest. But I would love to do more. I did some hosting last year. I got to host a big esports tournament at SDCC on the main stage, which was awesome. And I've done a lot of moderating for panels. I've been on a lot of panels, and I just like I love this industry, man. I love talking to people. So like getting to host and do things like that is really fun for me, and that's something I would love to do more of. And I just want to be good. There's been a couple of pieces this year that I've written that I've been really proud of, and this year being 2020. And I want to continue doing that. I want to continue fleshing out my voice and refining my voice after, getting in those crunch periods through previous work. And, I want to go back to covering crunch. There was a lot of people saying that I'm pro crunch, which is so ridiculous to me, because anybody that's followed my work for the last couple of years knows I have been covering crunch, Naughty Dog, Rockstar. I actually got blacklisted from a very popular AAA studio because I wouldn't back off. When I got receipts of what people were making in conjunction with what they were paying, I went after it. and a lot of that was inspired by journalists in this field, like Gene Parks at Washington Post, and even Jason Schreier. Even though there's a personal weirdness there, I've always respected his work, and he was actually a big reason why I dove into crunch, because coming from my previous work history where you were working 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and then in the military on deployment, especially when we were on a ship when I was Navy side, we were on deployment for like 11 months, and I was an engineer, so it was there were no days off until you hit port. But being a carrier, you sometimes wouldn't hit port for 90 to 100 days. So that's 7 days a week, 90 to 100 days working. And I was an Airedale engineer, so I was up on the flight deck. So you have to be on, because if you're not, if you like hesitate or at all, somebody could die. And it's happened before. And it is very high stress, and doing that for 7 days a week for 100 days straight, 15-hour shifts. Muster was at 5:45 in the morning, and technically 1700 is when you get off. That never happened. I can't remember a single time where I got off when I was supposed to get off. And I think I slept in the office more than I slept in my bunk on deployment as well. I had my little office chair that was designated as my bed because I just didn't have time to sleep. And, so coming from that background, covering more of that aspect that affects our industry is something that's always appealed to me. And I feel like I can listen to people's stories without making my own conjunctions, and really listening even to the people that are saying, no, there's these reports that crunch are happening and that's not true. And then the people that are like, no, crunch isn't happening and that's true. And I'm like, I know it is. Listening to everything, even if what's being said isn't factual, learning to read between the lines and seeing what the bigger picture is there. Because if there's a lot of conflicting information, usually that means there's something else going on, and digging into that, I love. And I want to do that more, and I want to help make this industry better and safer and more enjoyable for everybody. Gamers, industry side, everybody. This is such a beautiful industry, and I want to preserve it and improve upon it and just be a part of it in the coolest way possible. This is us. This is gamer. We're family, and that's something that has always been really super important to me, and I want to do more of that going in the future. So yeah, that's me. Yes, we are wanting to write a BioWare game, Dragon Age specifically. Please. We are wanting to do more voice work. We are wanting to do more consulting work with accessibility. And you know what? I want to stream more. I have my Twitch. I've got 18 or 1.8 thousand, I think, followers on Twitch, which thank you, by the way, but I don't really do much with it. I stream maybe 10 times a month, and I would like to get a set schedule. I would want to do that. And now that I have a healthy work schedule, I think it's doable. And I'm going to make partner this year, just to say that I did. Yeah, because I want to cultivate a good community, and I want to be able to help people that are interested in learning about the industry or joining the industry. I would love to create a safe hub for that. So yeah, I got a lot of shit that I want to do. I want to do more stuff on this channel when we can actually travel again, take snippets from these cool places. Last year I went to Japan for work for the Tokyo Game Show. I went so many places for work, and I would love to give you guys a sneak peek behind the scenes of that. There's so much I want to do. There's so much. So pending COVID, whatever goes on with that, I'm just excited to do more, and I appreciate and I'm so thankful for my work that allows me the freedom to do that. I'm so thankful for my friends that really want me to do that, and I'm really excited to see what happens next. So that's what I want for 2021. Feel free to drop those comments in the comment section below and tell me what you want to do. What are your goals and aspirations for 2021? What are you hoping to achieve above all else? And do you think I'm an idiot for what I want to achieve? No judgment. Let us know in the comments. If you haven't already, you can also subscribe. I don't have weekly videos or anything like that. I just kind of post when I feel like posting, so there's my sales pitch of why you should follow this channel. I know I'm such a good salesman. So, but yes, that was me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a healthy, safe, and happy New Year.